Welcome back, traders. So let's break down the key zones, market structure, and potential opportunity I'll be watching out for in the market this week, so that we can come into the market with our trading plans and drop our emotions. So here on GBP USD on the daily time frame, if you note, the recent price action, which is last week's recent price action, has been what? Has been bullish after liquidity has been taken here. After this sell side liquidity. After this sell side liquidity. And again, on that same daily time frame, if you note, we have what? A sweet supply zone sitting above this recent price action. So now, in essence, currently we are bullish. Depending on the reaction I will get here on this supply zone, our bias might turn to a bearish structure. So it all depends on confirmation. Going down to the forward now to get a clear structure. As you can notice, after this sweep, you note that market has been pushing upward using higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Market has been pushing, it has been pushing, it has been pushing, it has been pushing, it has been pushing. So now we have this supply sitting above that we're waiting for. But currently now, since we are bullish, and here is where our most recent break of structure occurred. So now we have this demand to look out for. We have this demand to look out for. We now have also this rally base rally base rally. So there's also a demand zone here. There's also a demand zone here. So we're waiting for price to return to either of this demand, and watch out for the reaction price will give there. Watch out for the reaction price will give there. Then to the Euro USD. essentially USD. I think we are still on this supply. Still on this supply. Here is our invalidation zone. Validation zone. Going to the daily time frame to get what our bias is. On Euro USD, essentially, I know I'm bearish. On Euro USD, I'm bearish. So if I should take any sell here, I'll expect a sweep. I will be expecting a sweep of this high. This high here. I will be expecting a sweep of this high. Or a sweep of this high. This one. This high. Because this one is the one that caused the first mitigation. This is our first mitigation. First mitigation. So I'll expect a sweep of this high, this invalidation zone, or this high. Then some structural confirmation before taking any buy, before taking any sell here. Before taking any sell here. On USDJPY, we had this demand since last week. Price is already approaching it. But if you notice, this pair seems to want to misbehave. It created a low, sweep up that low. Well, if this should continue, let's watch at if there will be if this high will be taken out. Let's check if this high will be taken out. With an impulse candle, consider that maybe we have returned. USDJPY has become what? Bullish again. But overall, we're waiting for this demand below. Waiting for that demand below. Waiting for that demand below. Then going towards our GBP JPY. GBP JPY, we are actually bearish. We are actually bullish on GBP JPY. As a result of this 4-hour structure. You can see after price swept this liquidity, this daily liquidity, and after price using this demand, it's created what? A break of what? A break of structure to the upside. Now, so we have these two demand, but price has mitigated this one. This is the first mitigation. So this is the forward demand. Let's go to the 15 minutes and see what price has been doing there. That price mitigated here, price returned, failed to take out this mitigation or failed to create some sort of sweep, still came here now, couldn't take out this high also with any strong candle close. So the same thing, so I'm still expecting price to come and take this all out as liquidity. Is either price sweep this as liquidity or price run through these lows or price run through these lows. Or price run through these lows and come and tap this demand that is below here. Below here, but for now we are still bullish, but there's no confirmation yet on GBP JPY. They are coming to gold. Gold has been what? Let's see. If you note, last week on our weekly recap, on our weekly outlook, we had this demand. Price was bearish. Price was bearish. So we had the demand. As a result of this bearish price action, so I had this demand. This was the first. Price mitigated it. No confirmation. I still broke through it. So we also had this one. Watching out for also this supply also. Actually watching out for this supply. So that is the supply I'm waiting out for good. So I'm expecting price to sweep a liquidity around this zone and give us some sort of confirmation to go for a short. This was the break of structure that gave us that zone, that supply. Then coming to BTC also. BTC also is from our weekly recap, last weekly recap. We also had this demand. To watch out for. And as you can see, price tapped into this demand, sweep the high. Actually, price took out the high, not sweep. So, not sure if this demand will hold, but that is not the only demand we have. So let's watch out for this demand also. This supply, I mean to say supply. Let's watch out for this supply also. These are invalidation zone. From the daily time frame on BTC, price has been pushing upward. Price has been pushing upward. Afterwards, after this daily sweep. So on BTC, I can say our bias is what? Our bias is bullish. But if you can notice, we are still on key supply areas. So we'll be careful with the buys because there will be a possible sweep. Coming back to the 4 hours. You can see after this sweep, I have this demand to watch out for. So we'll be waiting for price here at this demand. Waiting for price at those demand. Let's wait for this supply above to see how price react from it. Coming back to Euro card, this is the 4 hour time frame. Like I say from our analysis, quickly recap, this was what our draw on liquidity. Last week quickly recap, this was our draw on liquidity. And if you notice, this one has broke structure to the upside. And from this, you notice from the internal structure, you notice we have this demand. We also have this here. So I'm keeping an eye for these zones. On Euro card, I'm keeping an eye on these zones. NZDJPY, after price tapped into this daily demand now and it's pushing up. We have price reacting from this demand also, this forward demand. We had this. After this sweep, price has been pushing upward. Price has been breaking structure to the upside. Coming back to NZDJPY. On NZDJPY, from the daily time frame, let me see. From the daily time frame, we are bullish on NZDJPY. Price already tap into this demand and is already pushing up. There's nothing on NZDJPY. I have no any point of interest on NZDJPY to watch out for. The only place I'm watching out for on NZDJPY will be this supply. This supply above. But for now, I have nothing on NZDJPY. CAD JPY, nothing on CAD JPY also. So that will be all for this weekly outlook.